Merry meet everyone. Please excuse the fact that my energy is a little low right now. I'm kind of hungry and I need to make some food before I can eat anything. So anyhow, I wanted to do this first and I'm going to try it. If you have noticed, I've been making videos recently on a weekly basis. I actually recently stopped, but for a few weeks there I was making videos talking about various herbs and spices. I was doing 5 a week, and I was really only talking about them in relation to how you can use them in vegan cooking. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about herbs in general and in magic and magical practice. And I thought I would do this while I was ironing up some tea bags. So what I did is I bought some of these fill your own tea bags, and so I have 40 of them. I'm going to read the directions to you here. It says fill about half full with your favorite herb or tea to seal, press with a household iron on cotton setting, or use a curling iron. So that's warming up right now. Enjoy a fresh cup of tea. So this is pretty cool. You can, I've done this in the past, but not for quite a while. You can make your own tea blends this way. There are other ways to use loose leaf tea. Japanese teapots are a favorite way of mine. So we have to separate these, I think. Here we go. Now, carefully separating them. So what I have to make up is some jasmine tea. I absolutely love this. This is my favorite tea, probably. I've had it loosely formed for a while. I'm not drinking it because I didn't have a means to. Something happened to my Japanese teapot. I hadn't bought the bags. And also, I recently bought some wonderful St. John's wort herb. And I'm going to read a little bit about this to you because I have this little information thing here. It says, taken in tinctures or teas used externally in ointments or poultice, its ability to speed wound healing and stimulate the immune system are legendary. Recently found to fight viruses including HIV, prescribed for wounds, asthma, bites, sciatica, diarrhea, hemorrhoids, fights infection, and reduces inflammation, used in exorcism and for courage. It doesn't say this on here, but it's also said to help with depression and boost mood and some mood regulation. Alright, so still ripping. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. And so I also have some mason jars over here to the side so that I can keep my teas separated and fresh. I can seal them up with the lids. Oops, I think I just ruined one. This is a very dainty, delicate process. Okay, so I haven't really talked much in previous videos about herbs in relation to magical work, but I do use herbs from time to time, and I mean in spells and rituals and things. But I want to point out too that a lot of what we do and maybe everything that we do that we think of as mundane is really magical. And when you prepare food, when you eat food, and drink, and so forth, when you're consuming anything, that is a very magical activity, actually. Your body is an alchemical machine. It's actually a bunch of them. And by ingesting foods, you're asking them to become one with you. And they do that. I mean, aside from like vomiting something up, you know, it does that. Okay, I'm having trouble concentrating this and then ruining them, so I guess this is going to be the last one so that I can focus on talking to you. You actually become one with what you eat, and what you eat becomes one with you. So that is a very magical process. It's a very alchemical process. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, but and so when you eat things that are nourishing, it nourishes your body, it can give you health and vitality and so forth. When you eat things that are not nourishing, that are toxic in one form or another, your body does the best it can to cope with it, but it's not the same. All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about my current belief, understanding of plants and herbs versus animals, how they're different and how they're the same, because I do believe that plants have a spirit, maybe a soul. Hi, kitty. Hello. Well, thanks for the demonstration. So, and animals as well, all animals, human animals, and all animals, if they have spirit and soul, I've seen it. However, the difference lies in the nervous system and the brain. Animals have nervous systems, so they feel pain. Plants don't have a nervous system to feel pain with. So, I won't claim to know this, but what I sense is that plants actually have an agreement with animals and humans to merge and become one with them. And they don't view it the same way as animals and humans would. Humans and animals are going to view it like being attacked. They're going to feel a lot of pain. They don't want to be your food. They don't want to become one with you and be your food. I feel like for plants, it's really just another experience of transformation. They don't feel the pain, the emotions that we would feel, the sorrow, the fear, etc. They feel a transformation, a metamorphosis, in becoming one with you. Now, plants are also very receptive to your energy and can take on your energy. So when you approach a plant and you're angry, or I guess I'm going to go with angry, but if you're angry or very upset, you can transfer that energy onto the plant and see the results of that, and vice versa. So there's a lot of experiments that have been done when people are gardening and growing plants and things, where you take one plant and you take two plants, A, B, and plant A, you can put a lot of love and nurturance, and you are happy around the plant, you give love to the plant, you're happy, you appreciate it, you're in a good, higher vibrational emotions with the plant. And then plant B, you can be hurried, rushed, not really too much care in it, greed, just wanting to get something from the plant, lower vibrational emotions, sadness, anger, etc. towards the plant. And language is a vibration as well, so you can also implement speech into that, saying loving things versus saying hateful things, mean things. And the plants that, group A, that have the love, will flourish and just be more nutritious as well. And B their energy is not the same at all. They can shrivel up, not grow so well, their growth will be stunted, their nutrients not as much as the other one, and so forth. But I don't take that to mean anything other than what I just described. That doesn't indicate that they're feeling pain like you do with a nervous system, like animals do with a nervous system. It doesn't mean that they're in psychological trauma. They don't have brains. On a soul level, suffering or whatever, I'm not sure. Maybe. And so I think it's important for your own health and well-being, if you're consuming something or working with herbs or other plants and magic, to approach them with positive energy and love and respect. But I also feel on a spiritual level, out of respect for Earth, that I would just rather treat the plants with respect and gratitude and appreciation and acknowledgement of their beauty, and be kind and loving towards them. So, in case it is bothersome on a soul level or spirit level for the plants. So I wanted to share that. Also, again, I'm not an expert, I'm not going to claim to know, but something that came to me when I was outside just a little while ago, into my conscious mind to share, is specifically kind of about spells and rituals. So plants are very diverse. They're like people. You don't say this person is good at smiling and nothing else, or this person can wax a floor and that's it, that's all they do. They don't have one thing that they do, and they don't have one aspect of their personality. Like, this person is inquisitive, but there's nothing else there. It's a whole complex variety of things, and some of them are accentuated and more predominant than others. She's a little shy. She's very nurturing. Okay. So when we look up like correspondences to plants, you'll find a bunch of different things. Basil, okay, is one that's still in my head. Basil, love, money, maybe good luck, good fortune, and so forth. There's a number of them. So when you're using them in spells and things, and you have a specific intention, so for instance, if you want to do a spell for money and you choose basil, I feel like what's going on there is you're asking the plant to put forth the energy of money, of magnetizing money, like attracts like. So to put forth money as its predominant thing. It doesn't mean that, and again, I don't know, maybe, you can take the love out of the basil, the love aspect of it. But I think what's more likely to happen is that it just, in that spell, if it agrees to work with you, which plants are pretty receptive and often will. I think how you approach them has a lot to do with it. If you approach them with a lot of negativity, they might not. They might shrivel up, like I said, and just kind of be introverted and not healthy. But when you say to the basil, okay, here's a green candle, and I'm anointing the green candle with basil for money, you've said to the basil, like, that's what you want it to put forth right now. And so that's, I don't know why, but that came to me to share with you. I think that's how that works. I also think that there's a lot more to each herb and plant than we know. So when you look up correspondences and it says like 3 or 4 things that they're good for, that doesn't mean that that's all there is to their personality, or I'm using personality, but that's kind of a loose term, to their, maybe personality works, to their essence. That's not all that they can offer or all that's there for them. So herbs are really wonderful and powerful. I feel a strong connection with them. Especially, I think they're especially wonderful. For me personally, I like to use them when I'm working with the element of earth. They're they have a very strong earth element within them. And I get wonderful energy from that. But there are times when you can use herbs for spells for like communication, and you're dealing with the elements of the air. There are herbs that will work with you on that, and fire and water and all of that as well. Let's see, is there anything else that I have to share? Kind of talking to my spirit guides at the moment before I just iron these up. Talk a little bit more about the kitchen witchery aspect of it and consuming them. You certainly don't have to consume herbs to feel their benevolence, their gift, their energy, or to have it work for you. Using them in magic spells works fine. Spells where you don't consume, because you can do spells where you consume, like the candle spell I just illustrated. That seems to work fine. You can have plants growing around you, so you could have, I'm using basil as an example of everything here, I guess. You could have a basil plant growing around you, and you will feel that energy interaction if you are sensitive and tuned in to it enough. But you can certainly consume them as well, and you can put spells on them and then consume them. When you're cooking, it's a prime opportunity to, basil for love, put it in your food, stir with intention, all of that. And you can combine different things, of course, different herbs, different spices and things, and charge them with your intent and your energy. That's what I'm saying. So you can I guess it's a form of practical magic, if you want to call it that, to do kitchen witchery. But I have found it to be a very powerful form of magic to create healthy, nourishing food, and to also put intent into it and to ask the plants. And I just say it, I don't actually ask it. I feel like on a soul level I've asked. But on a mental level, I'm just saying basil forage, usually. But I can feel it that on a soul level, I'm asking the plant before I do it, because sometimes I will get a feeling of, no, don't use that this time. So connecting with your spirit, connecting in spiritually, using intent and deliberation in your cooking, making healthy, nourishing stuff, or your drinks, making teas, etc. With that charged plant can be very powerful, especially if you eat or consume them mindfully rather than but mindfully, slowly being in the moment, paying attention to the tastes and textures and so forth. And I guess I just spent all of this time just filling one of these up halfway. That's my jasmine tea. So I guess I won't be doing too much ironing on video like I thought. This is getting kind of long. This might be like a 10-minute video, but I will just show you how it's done here. If you have a faster way of filling these, it can be really quick, because all you have to do is set the iron down on the edge that's opened. And, well, if my iron is working, go over them a couple times. And my iron isn't set to the right heat, so I'm going to have to redo it. But very interesting. Just wanted to give you an idea of how to have loose leaf tea. Unfortunately, it's not working great. don't know what's going on here. It says set it to cotton, so I guess I'm going to mess around with this and try to get my tea bags ironed up so I can have some tea. I'm now on Patreon. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, the link for that is down below in the description. Thank you all for your nice comments, questions, suggestions, likes, shares, subscriptions. They've all been really appreciated, and please keep them coming. Until next time, be merry part and be merry again.